Got a Kodak Smile camera that needs a firmware upgrade? Let's look at how to do it. Dave Taylor here, and I have the Kodak Smile camera, and it's telling me, or the app is telling me, there's a firmware upgrade. How do I know? When I paired the app, and it's the Kodak Smile app, when I paired the app with the camera, and then I went to settings, and then I went to firmware, it told me there was an upgrade. Now, there's two ways to get the upgrade. When I first went there and saw there was an upgrade, there was a way to actually ask Kodak to mail you the firmware upgrade. So that's what I did. We'll get to that in a second. Now there's a more recent option where it looks like you can download it via Bluetooth and you can install the whole thing without having anything in the mail. But I have the firmware update, so let's look at how that works. So I actually applied, they mailed it to me in just a couple of days, and I got this letter from CNA Global, which is presumably their agency that does this sort of stuff. And it's pretty straightforward, but more importantly, I didn't just get the letter, because I also got this micro SD card that has the firmware upgrade. So how do you apply it? Let's find out. First off, I had my camera fully charged up. That's pretty important. You don't want it to die halfway through a firmware upgrade. And then on this side, there's a micro SD card slot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the micro SD card they sent me. And it's kind of interesting because it actually comes with an SD card adapter. I don't know why they would have put that in there because it doesn't actually necessary. But let's see what they sent us. Oh, this is a 16 gigabyte micro SD card. That's pretty nice. So I'm going to get a firmware update, but then I got a new 16 gig card. So maybe that's the way to go. So on the side, there is a micro SD card slot. If you already have one in your camera, you will probably have to pull it out. And then it goes metal, tiny metal contacts up. So I find these a little fiddly. So you put it in and then push it in with your fingernail until it's flush with the actual camera. Then it's actually pretty easy. You turn it on, and then what we want to do is we want to see the status LED flash rapidly. And when the app update is done, it will actually make a sound and the LED will power off. So let's see how that all goes. Ready? So let's see. Well, okay, now it's blinking rapidly, so that's good. I am reassured that the process is working correctly. I'm going to guess it's going to take maybe, I don't know, 15 to 30 seconds. We'll see. We can watch paint dry while we're waiting. Yes, that is actually paint drying. I am not kidding. So it is still flashing. Time is passing. You know what? We have the magic of editing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to the end of this process. So hold on just a second, and boom, we'll update. There we go, and boom, it's done. It's upgraded, and as they say, it is turned off, so I shall power up again, and let's see, actually I think I have to push it down, and now I'll power up again, and hopefully it's all ready to roll. Let's see. So now I'm going to go back into the app, and we're going to pair it again. I'm going to connect the camera, and this just takes a couple seconds because it works with low power Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. Come on, you can see the camera. Hopefully it can see the camera. It's on. Yeah. I have the green light now instead of the flashing red light, so that's good. So let's search again. Whenever you do a demo, things never quite work right. It's just an inevitability. So I am going to try one more time, and if not, then I'll just I'll just pretend that it's working. But no, we want this thing to actually work. And for some reason, it's not. Let's try turning the camera on a second time. See, it was faster to upgrade than it is to verify that I upgraded. So not entirely sure what that means. Whoops, there it was. I just saw it show up. So now, assuming it shows up again, I'm just sitting here at this selecting an accessory screen. So not very exciting, but it should show up. Come on. Aha, there it is. I'm selecting it. And then all I want to do is I want to just go to firmware and that's under settings, firmware, and let's see what it says. It says you're on it. So our firmware is up to date. There is a slight typo in this, but who cares? The important thing is that this is now ready to roll, and I believe this firmware update gives you some really cool new features, but I'll let you check this out. If you do have a Kodak Smile Classic, well, congratulations. It's a pretty nifty little camera. And with that, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm gonna go take some more pictures, which means I'll catch you, I hope, in my next video.